Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Melissa and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to pay attention to your calendar, I guess, like know your holidays. So in my timeline, it's the day before Easter. Actually, technically it's now 3:15 a.m. So it's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Even though it's long past probably in your timeline. So I do Shipt, which for those of you who don't know, Shipt is kind of like Instacart. I get orders, I shop for them, communicate with customers, make sure they're getting the best produce, in-date dairy and bakery items, and then deliver them to their home. And so all week I've been asking people as I have been making deliveries towards then, I'm like, almost done, or I found everything on your list. Anything else you want me to add? Maybe some Easter candy, Easter baskets, blah, 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 right? Sorry, train. It's where we have so many trains in my area. So some people have said yes, some people have said no. One person said no, and then I had them today, and they were kind of sad that all the Easter stuff was sold out. So how does that play into frugality, right? Well, if you wanted 12 plastic eggs and now your only choice is to get like a package of 100, well, now you're out of luck. If you wanted some plastic eggs and all that's left are the ones that you have to, or that are pre-filled, now you're paying for all of that. If you wanted to get 50 plastic eggs and they only have 12 packs left, now you're getting 48 of them, 4 of them, and it's a smaller amount, so you're paying more. Those little things of candy you wanted, guess what? They're sold out. Now you're getting the big ones. The specialty jelly beans, Sour Patch Kids, whatever you wanted, they're gone. Those cute Reese's carrots, also gone. So what I saw a lot of today was people having to, instead of buying a smaller quantity of something, they're now having to buy larger quantities or buy individual packages or go without or change it up or buy a more expensive basket or any number of things. Now the thing is, sorry, I don't know if that's lint or a little fly got in. Hopefully it's neither. Now I guess hopefully it's one of them because I don't want to be crazy and seeing things. Anyways, I digress. A lot of people today didn't get what they wanted because it just wasn't available. And Easter, we had Lent. You knew Easter was coming. Easter stuff has been in the stores for months. You knew Easter was coming. Easter even has Good Friday. So, you knew it a couple days ago. This is not a surprise. And yet every year I have done Shipt on both Easter and Christmas, people are astonished that they can't get the items they expected. I had one person one year, it was after New Year's. It was 9th, 10th-ish of January. And they got mad that the Christmas candy they wanted wasn't available. I'm like, ma'am, it's New Year's. That's a Christmas item. It's sold out. And they were absolutely furious at me. As though I should somehow, I don't know, make it magically appear like I'm the candy cane fairy. And I can't. And neither can the Target employees who you want to check in the back or, whatever store you're at. So I saw a lot of people spending more. people who wanted to get like egg dyeing kits that are a couple of bucks are now having to get vinegar and dye and food coloring that they're not going to be using again, probably. I mean, which, I don't know. I mean, like back in the day, it used to be cheap, and I mean, I use vinegar to clean. So, I mean, if you're using vinegar for other stuff, fine, but it was an absolute madhouse today. And so much, I mean, so much was gone, and people are all freaking out about it and wanting the stuff. And, here we are just trying to get whatever we can, and everything's out. And, you know, people are thinking last minute, oh, maybe I should get an Easter basket at like 7 o'clock at night, the night before Easter. Did you not think your kid was going to want an Easter basket? I personally, I saved my kids' Easter baskets. And he had maybe 2 or 3 throughout his life. As they wore out or he grew out of them. One of them was like a cutesy one that I had found on clearance that was like, I don't know, like an animal or something. Like it was like a stuffed animal type Easter basket. When he was 3 or 4, I got these reusable eggs, and they were shaped like some were ladybugs, some were rocks, some were grass, and we reused them every year. I knew where they were. I could put hands on them. And then there was a couple years he was really into Easter eggs, so they just like stayed in his toy box area. That was pretty easy. But we kept them. And if you know this about me, so my kid didn't like to get messy when they were little. They did not like to get dirty, and the idea of dyeing eggs was not a fun thing for them. So we didn't dye eggs until my kid was 7, 8, 9 years old. And even so, they weren't that into it. They're like, yeah, no. And then you have to eat the hard-boiled eggs. And even though y'all swear that cold eggs are easier to peel, for me, they have never been easier. Like, I need an egg that is like fresh out of the water so that it's like lubricated. Otherwise, it gets like dry and the membrane sticks to the white part. And I don't eat that like membrane layer. Like, it has to be gone. And so that's where I tend to run into a lot of problems. But if I peel it like when it's just barely cool enough for me to reach into the water quickly, then I have no problem. Except for that one case. But I really have always struggled peeling Easter eggs. So then there's that mess, and it's frustrating. And so we just didn't dye eggs. We had the plastic eggs and we reused them. But I knew where they were. So I wasn't buying them every year to throw into a landfill. And I wasn't getting a new basket every year for my kid. I mean, obviously we got stuff to put in the basket. And like even this year, I spent like probably $30 or something like that on Easter candy for them. Because it was so expensive this year. I feel like candy's like tripled in price. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. But I got them like this big old Easter bunny parsnip Pete, because my kid always cracks up because we always find one with like the eyes. They're just like those little candy eyes that they put on. And my kid likes the ones that have like crazy eyes where they've kind of put them on in an awkward way. It's either confused bunny or crazy bunny or crackhead bunny. And that gives them pure joy. So They got Crazy Bunny this year. So I've just, made sure to have the stuff set for them. Mainly because I plan on working tomorrow. And it's the first time I've left my kid alone on a holiday. So I'm not going to lie, I feel super guilty as a mom, even though we don't celebrate Easter anymore. And my kid's a teenager. And they were probably super happy about the candy. So I did this thing. And I've got some video clips of it too. So I'm going to try and put that together and maybe that'll come out. We'll see how funny it is. But I got the candy and I put it in my closet. And then it started to warm up and I was like, oh, I've got to put it in the fridge, but how do I do it without him seeing? And then I was like, you know what? I was like, my kid's not super observant. They don't pay attention. Like, my kid will open the fridge full of food and say, Mom, what is there to eat? Are you kidding me? So I put like an Oreo egg, like it's like Cadbury, but it was an Oreo themed one, and a Twix egg in the egg carton. I got the 12-pack of Zachary marshmallow eggs. The ones that are like $1.67. Russell Stover's are like, were like $6 or $7 for a dozen. I'm like, oh my God. And Hershey's were even more. And I'm like, we always had the Zachary ones when I was younger, like that come in the white styrofoam with pink writing. So I put that so it was under one of the dozen eggs and next to the other. And I put a couple of different like candy eggs in one of the egg cartons, thinking my kid would make themselves an egg sandwich and find them, and they didn't. And so I just like gradually was kind of trying to like make it more obvious. And originally I had planned to set it all up tonight so that it was like super obvious. So like you open the fridge and the first thing you see is the bunny. But then I thought, my kid wakes up before me, I'm going to miss the reaction. So instead I was making myself eggs for dinner tonight. So I asked him for eggs. He gets them like, not that one, the other one. He's like, oh my God. So then he figured out that there were the marshmallow eggs under the eggs. He's like, I didn't even notice. And then he opened it up and he found the candy eggs. He's like, are there like, is there candy all over? And, I was like, yeah. Then I had him, replenish my string cheese and stuff. So he found all of his candy and he was like cracking up. He enjoyed it. It was better than an egg hunt. Though he did point out I have a bad memory, so if I decided to do like a candy hunt, we would have had it all over the place. Kind of like why, I learned you got to write down where you hide the eggs, because if the kids don't find them, you're in a really smelly situation. But that's a whole different thing. So people weren't prepared. They were spending excess money because they weren't prepared. I knew I was going to buy some Easter candy. It just didn't go on sale much this year. It was like buy one, get one 50% off, I think was the best sale. And I had to pay full price for the Twix eggs because I couldn't find them anywhere. So finally I found a multi-pack. Twix is my kid's favorite candy bar. Just as an FYI. They hate peanut butter, so no Reese's eggs. But it was just I saw people spending excessive amounts of extra money and not getting what they want. And I mean, kudos to retailers for finally figuring out how much people need, or whatever. Too bad that people just buy in excess now. I don't know what it is. Says the girl who spent $30 on candy for her kid. But you know a holiday's coming up. You don't want to wait until the last minute. Sales are not going to be better on Christmas Eve or Good Friday. They're just not. So try and make sure all of your holiday stuff is done a week ahead of time. I mean, obviously some things you're going to have to buy closer. Like, you know, if you're going to get flowers for Valentine's Day, you could order them in advance, but, you know, that's a whole other story. I'm not into the cut flowers thing. But you can be prepared so you're not stuck buying a different size or paying more or missing out on what is on sale. Because if these people had bought stuff a week and a half ago, it was on sale a week and a half ago. It was on sale like 2 weeks ago. Pretty much at the one store it's been buy one get one 50% off, and at the other store it's been buy one get one 25% off for past like 2-ish weeks, maybe longer. And they could have bought it back then, gotten exactly what they wanted, and gotten those buy one get one half off sales or this percentage off. And instead they're buying the ones that are not in the buy one get one 50% off. They're a bigger package or a smaller package, and they're paying full price for the package, or they're unable to get it, and so they're having to like sub in something else that's not on sale and everything. Or toys are the other big thing. I was shocked to see how much some people spend on Easter. But anyways, that's today's tip. Plan ahead. Easter's over, but it can apply next time. Christmas will be around the corner. Be prepared. Don't wait till the last minute. You will be disappointed. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa. This year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.